like crepitus, or a blocking in one direction, but movement when we do the opposite direction. So those would be positive. And it wouldn't necessarily come from just doing your pivots, because it might be something they say, I have to be very careful shampooing my hair because my neck gets stuck in the middle of it. Or I wake up several times a week and I can't move. Or, as you've said, you know, go on a plane trip and you fall asleep and you can't move after that. They're all signs of instability. So you should go straight to this type of testing. If the figure of 8 is negative, then we don't go to the linear testing. Because the figure of 8 is really testing the perimeter of the movement, which is the capsules and the ligaments. When we start doing linear testing, you have to look at the structure of each segment in the neck. And when you look at the interbody joint, where the disc is, you'll notice it's saddle-shaped. Being saddle-shaped, the U-joints offer us a bony limitation when we try to go laterally. And if you look at the anteroposterior shape of the vertebral body, again, it's got this deep curve, so we're pushing bone against bone. Same as when we do lateral movements and rotary movements. So the whole feel is different when we come to linear testing, because we're not expecting any movement. That's very important. So even if you don't feel crepitus, but you feel movement, get it checked out. All I know is every one of the people I sent for testing, when this linear testing was positive, they all ended up with a fusion. So they're usually, when you find a positive, it's usually pretty bad, because they didn't do movement x-rays. They end up having a surgery. So first thing, this is very similar to the craniovertebral tests. I'm going to fix, say, C4, and on the back of the neural arch of C3, I'm going to try and lift it up. And I'll reverse my fingers. So now I'm on thumbs on C3, fingers on C4, trying to lift, and I should feel no movement. Left hand on C3, right hand on C4 transverse process, and try and squeeze together, and then switch hands, squeeze together. So you're doing it slowly, so you don't invoke spasm, get a false negative. And for rotation, I'm on the left, back of the left transverse process on C3, the right transverse process on 4, and I simply try and lift them up. And then switch fingers again. So if you do it slowly and gently, you don't feel any movement. That's the whole point of not doing it fast or hard. Because you invoke spasm, it feels just like a bony end feel. Okay, so let's practice that.
Visit us at ASPIREOMT.com.